Come on now.
Come on now. I'm gonna kick your butt. Alright, so okay, I'm gonna need to really
live, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna really need to adjust this lighting.
It's very bright, it's very bright. What's up, guys? Bevanitos, welcome to Horror Show. We're calling it, since news is on Sundays now, the Shurikend News. Yeah, because we're actually going to be doing it on Sundays now and just update you on everything in the previous week.
How's that?
Let's see.
Better?
No, it's lag, so we're waiting and we're waiting. Yeah, I'm still a little bright, but...
Of course you are. You're made of light.
I'm Fuego.
Well, it's mostly because of the white screen that we're staring at.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, let's see. It'll still be a few seconds.
See, no, I mean, I can get rid of this. I can do this, and it'll be better.
No. Well,
but then you can't see the comments. Is the problem.
I see. Which we need.
Yeah, we need them comments, son. Wait, hang on. I might be able to solve this problem. I might be able to solve this problem.
Cecil is a problem solver.
I'm a problem solver.
I got a problem solver. His name is Revolver.
Oh, there we go. It's a little bit better.
Yeah, that's good. That works. Chris Ray, what up, yo? Mr. Pearson, greetings to you across the pond, sir.
Too. No, what the?
I'm just like, which one are they seeing? I'm curious.
No, they're seeing this one.
That's the one. Okay, that's the one.
That's the one. I like it.
That's the way.
I know, dummy. I was making it work.
That's the one. Chanel Sundown.
Alright, there we go. That's as good as we're gonna get lighting wise, guys. I'm trying to block most of the extra. Alright. Hi. It's all good. We're good. Alright, so hey everyone, welcome to the horror show. Shit, I fucked it up.
Yeah, but
hey everyone, I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Jaime En Fuego.
And this is your horror show news with booze.
The new Shurikend edition, as we
Shurikend
are
edition.
calling
Hello, Channel
because,
Sundown. Hello, Chris Wright. Hello, Mark Pearson. Appreciate you guys joining us.
Is now going to be on Sunday, so we can give like a proper, weekend recap and stuff like that. Right?
Exactly.
Weekend update, right? Shurikend
update. Shurikend update.
Yes. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today is something which pretty much all of us saw telegraphed when the Bride of Frankenstein film was pushed aside and delayed indefinitely, and they had serious talent behind it, man. They had the director of Beauty and the Beast.
I'm going to post about this episode while you're talking.
Yeah, whose name is totally eluding me, but talented director. I thought he did a fantastic job with that. And when that was shelved, or at least indefinitely put on hiatus, people immediately were like, okay, after the Tom Cruise Mummy film, horribly underperformed, what is going to happen with this dark universe? A lot of people were basically accusing them of putting the cart before the horse and, just really jumping the gun with releasing that photo of Javier Bardem, who was going to be the monster, Frank Frankenstein's monster. And they also, had Johnny Depp in there. He was going to be playing the Invisible Man. Funny report that came out from THR this week. As the producers left the project, Kurtzman and, what's the name of the other guy? Chris Morgan and Alec Kurtzman, he directed The Mummy, and I thought that movie was terrible. I really didn't like it. It's probably going to end up on my worst of the year next month when we start doing our, best and worst horror-esque films of the year. But both of them have left. Both of those producers have left. The masterminds behind the Dark Universe said, peace out, we are not down for this project anymore. And word came out that Bardem and Johnny Depp were never even officially signed on to be these characters. They just were trying to get the buzz going, and they were still negotiating the deals and everything. So they really, I don't know, gave an improper idea to audiences that thought that this was all set in stone and they had this huge grandiose idea. But I guess a film not performing with a star like Tom Cruise the way they expected really just kind of screwed everything over. And in some ways, I'm glad. I think that maybe what they should have done is made a few individual movies and, go with a lower budget instead of a big action movie budget. One of our viewers described it as The Mummy Impossible or something like that. And I was like, dude, that's perfect. He was like, I haven't seen that shit and I have no interest in watching it. So What's your thoughts? Do you really care that much after they misfired
No.
with Dracula Untold and then they tried?
No,
to...
they clearly didn't know what they were doing. They didn't
No,
know
they
how to
didn't.
focus. What they don't understand about the Avengers universe, even though they're clearly so hard trying to ape it,
Yeah.
even though, yes, the Universal Monsters was the first sort of Avengers verse.
But it took them a while to get there, though.
It
They
did,
had
it
the
did.
standalone Frankenstein.
But what they
and
didn't
Mummy and all
understand
these,
is
and then
that
they didn't cross over
the
for a long
Avengers
time.
universe was first Iron Man, then Thor, then, or no, Hulk was first.
Yeah, which
Incredible
I
Hulk
really
was
like
very
that
first.
Norton Incredible Hulk.
But yeah, no, I mean the Marvel Universe proper, a lot of people consider Iron Man the first one.
Well, it was.
It was
the first one.
Yeah, no, I know. But they still, yeah, I mean technically they include Incredible Hulk, or I don't know how that works.
Did they include the one with Eric Bana?
No,
I thought that was
no,
struck
that was
from
just
the
the Hulk.
from the
Yeah, that was
continuity.
horrible.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
Incredible, too.
they started with individual titles before leading into the Avengers.
Yeah.
Because that's what made sense, and then
Well, and
they
they
made
took
sure
their time
those
about
movies
it.
were good.
Yeah.
This was so much trying to set up the movies down the road that they didn't focus on making the first couple movies actually worth having movies down the road.
I know, and they had
I'm getting
Russell,
loud tonight.
As you should, though, because they had Russell Crowe in there as the Nick Fury type Samuel L. Jackson guy who's going to tie everything together and yet has a dark side. And, I mean, they did so much world building in that first movie, but yet I didn't like the first movie. I agree with so many of the comments that we're seeing. I thought that Mummy film sucked. When we reviewed it after being
was
at
horrible.
that early screening, it was really, really bad. I honestly had more fun with the Brendan Fraser. At least the
Yeah.
first one, maybe even the
I think
second
that's
one too. I'd say
Pretty well agreed upon it.
Yeah,
actually.
those were more interesting films for me, and they were popcorny.
Yeah,
they were
no, that's
campy.
way too bright. To
But
me. Someone called it a dark stream, so it made me paranoid.
light
I'm
bright,
going
light
back to
bright,
it.
light bright. Ah!
Just to stop real quick, Adam
let's
David
take
is
something
here.
from
He's the
people.
one that said it was a dark stream. Son of a biscuit. Okay, good. That didn't break.
Yep.
Okay. Channel Sundown with Amanda's here. Ms.
morning,
Morning just
what
got
up?
here. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Leslie McCann. Hey, here's an idea. Scrap the stars. Move to a Victorian Gothic setting and make them horror movies. Do some stand A lines, then pre-World War I team up. Standalones, she said. Okay.
So Victorian Gothic, like Penny Dreadful, right?
Right. Scott Baker says, hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah,
We're doing
Scott,
good,
what
Scott.
up, dude?
Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us. Ashley
Yeah.
October sent a bunch of hearts our way.
Oh, yeah,
you're
Ashley's
sweet.
awesome.
Okay, so moving right along, Fuego.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you miss that you are bummed we're not going to see? I did not give a shit about
I
Bride of
thought-
Frankenstein.
I was curious just based on the director.
I wanted to see Creature of Black Lagoon.
And I thought
from Black
Javier
Lagoon.
Bardem as, yes, Creature of the Black Lagoon would have been cool. And I was really curious about Javier Bardem, an incredible actor playing the monster. But, I mean, once again, cart before the horse, and, you know, jumping the gun, man, when you don't know how something that was expensive as this film. It actually did very good overseas, and so for that reason, it maybe made its money back, but they thought it was going to be a big hit, and yet it was
horrible.
a steaming pile of shit. And
Horrible.
so, yeah, that's about all I have to say on that. There's still chatter, even though this huge office like that they had together, where they had some of the old Universal monsters, these huge props and stuff, and they were trying to get everybody in the writers' room really, really excited. That entire space has been completely cleared, according to THR.
Yeah,
So,
I saw that.
Yeah, so their whole place where they were working on this,
They've given up.
they've given up. There's still a little bit of hope, but I hope that they just abandon it and just say peace out. That's what I'm hoping.
Now, let's see. Real quick, Kevin Griffin asks, what happened to the cooking show thing I saw on Instagram? So,
Ooh, that's coming.
we did plan to do a Halloween cooking segment with Brittany Lee. However, we shot it about a week before Halloween, thinking we could get it done in time, but
How much
it
raw
was
footage did you
over
have?
6 hours of raw footage. So that I decided we're going to present on Thanksgiving, because even though it's
Thanksgiving.
Halloween-themed food, it is a giant 4-course meal. So what better day of the year to present it than Halloween? But what second better day of the year to present it than Thanksgiving, of
Yes,
course.
a day of gluttony, American style. Yes.
So that is coming. Adam
like to
David
watch-
asks.
I like to watch Thinner on Thanksgiving. That's a good one.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny, Fuego. That's funny.
What's so
Adam
goddamn
David
funny?
asks, "What are you drinking, Cecil?" Fuego, let's talk about what we're drinking.
Nothing
What are
very
you
exciting.
drinking?
I have baby beer today. Yeah.
Okay, so baby beer. Apparently, you can brew babies into yeast and hops and you get a beer.
They're actually quite delicious. They are rich with stem cells, and they make me strong. So yeah, there you go. It makes me a better drummer.
Is it a particular race of babies, or is it all mixes?
No, it's one of those ultra light, low calorie beers.
Ultra light beers. Fuego likes his beer like he likes his people.
Not at all. Yeah, or myself, like translucent, right?
Yeah, clearly. You're basically see-through on these streams.
Oh man, I've been described in hilarious, dampiric ways before. So yeah.
My drink is 2 shots of vodka, 1 can of pineapple juice, and then a splash of cranberry juice on top of it. That is what I'm drinking.
Yeah.
In a glass provided by Nerdful Things.
Yes, exactly.
And Flesh of Frankenstein. Yeah, exactly. So, as always, we're repping
Salute,
them.
guys.
Well, I need to add them to the description box. Fuck.
Yeah,
I need to start doing that.
every single one of these.
I know, I really do.
Yeah, every single one. But you know what? This is a good way to segue into what might be my favorite. Well, actually, no.
On story 2.
No,
like
it's my
it's
my second favorite story of the week because you know number 3 is my favorite story of the week.
Right.
We have a new Twilight Zone coming. It used to be the ringtone for my parents when I was like 19 when they would call me when I first moved out of the house. Good times. And that was one of the old like synth. God, I can't even remember where. It wasn't a real recording of the music. It was like a digital bloopy little recreation of it. Yeah, there's a particular name. Help me out, guys, if you remember. But
oh wait, I have pants on.
Yeah. So Twilight Zone is being rebooted by CBS, and there's been chatter for a long time that this will be the fourth version of the Twilight Zone because there was the 80s version, there was the late 90s, early 2000s, but now they're apparently bringing it back. But the cool thing is that I believe it's called Monkey Paw. Yeah, because I haven't checked my notes yet.
Nope! Everybody in the house say nope!
It's actually Monkey Paw Studios or Productions or something, but it's essentially Jordan Peele's production company.
Yeah.
And so, very exciting.
Kevin Ketchy says Jordan Peele's going to kill
I am so hopeful, Ketch, man. And it's going to be...
He's going to kill it.
It's going to... Yes. Literally.
You didn't hear the...
But remember, Kevin didn't like that version of it.
I don't care.
Tim Curry for life, right, Kevin?
Oh, fuck that shit. No way.
I still really like the miniseries, man. I felt like...
Okay, why has no one made Pennywise Dreadful yet?
We have taken that... that could be interesting. Yeah, a little mashup.
In the 1800s, right? Wouldn't it make sense?
Well, you know...
He was a London fucking clown.
There was
why hasn't anyone put Pennywise in Penny Dreadful yet?
No. He doesn't need to be in London.
Fuck that. Let's do it, though.
It could be the same time period.
No, let's do it.
With the loggers.
No, let's do it.
Let's do it?
Let's put him in... Yeah, let's do it.
Let's make it.
Let's make it. Why not? Could you pull it off if we got you some buck teeth? You're the thinner Pennywise if we're going to do it.
Thinner and taller?
Yeah, and we could actually... Well, no, we'd have to cut your hair to about here to do it. You're okay with that, right?
No. You just put a bald cap on. Kind of like you did.
Bald cap?
A bald cap.
There's actually a Dr. Phil bald cap wig that we...
some power! That's what's up.
Yep. Fuego power! It's always horror show power, but apparently today it's Fuego power. Thanks. I guess horror show power ain't good enough now, Sam, is it?
No, it's a crossing the streams of both, so you know what it is.
Is it?
Yeah. You will be. Sorry. You will be. Anyway, I'm super stoked about this news.
Let's do a live chat, Tim Curry versus Bill Skarsgård. All right, I am down, and Fuego can mediate.
Yeah, I would have to be a mediator.
Me versus you.
I would have to be a mediator because I love both, so I would love to see Kev debate the merits of that particular... I mean, dude, as far as... We've been talking for a while, guys, just to jump off topic briefly, about doing great horror debates. Mm-hmm. And so we've done a few of those at a couple Comic-Cons here in Phoenix that we participate in, this, panel runners and whatnot, but we've tossed around the idea of debating fans in a live stream. We've tossed around, doing something with other horror channels, like Horror Addicts, Late Horror Show, Bloodbath and Beyond, yeah.
Death Twitch.
Canada, what's up, guys?
We could possibly make that a part of that series,
could be
Kevin.
Fun. Maybe do it around the time that they release it on home video next month.
We could possibly do that, yeah. So next up, Fuego, next story.
I just want to say that I love the Twilight Zone, and How to Serve Man is the greatest episode they ever made. Amazing, amazing, amazing. You know, the next one for me is ginormous news because I've waited so long for this.
Damn, that was open.
Yeah, it's basically it's not full-on horror, but it is the most brutal and gory and crazy superhero-related comic that I've ever read, although I haven't read Miracle Man. There's a few others that people say are really controversial as far as people with superpowers and misusing them and stuff like that. But this is one that I love so
The
much
Boys
because
is amazing.
it's Garth
I have
Ennis.
every issue of it.
Yes, as do I. I have all the trades. It's basically...
No, you don't have every issue. You have all the trades.
Yeah.
I have every issue.
You have every individual
I have every issue.
So you were buying them as they were initially coming out?
Including all the side stories.
Oh, the side stories are great, man.
The one that was all about the debauchery on the cruise ship, like that was a fucking good side story. That
okay,
was
so
up.
if you think Preacher was... It wasn't so much over sex.
That was actually one of the...
It was just vulgar and
That
violent.
was one of the
stuff.
things. It says one of the
It
ads.
out-preachers
It out-preachers Preacher. Yeah.
And that's what Ennis did with this after taking some time off to do Punisher. What he did the Max one.
Horror show, except Cecil Power.
But there was the
You're funny.
Was it the Max line that Marvel did, or there was like there was some sort of more adult-themed line, and that was when Garth Ennis took over.
Yeah, Max.
Punisher was like, "Welcome back, Frank," or something like that.
Welcome back, Frank. Exactly.
Insanely
No, that was
violent.
Marvel Knights.
Okay, Marvel Knights.
Marvel Knights. But
Max
he
was
did
like
eventually take it to the Max line, which was the adult, where he could curse and we could see a lot of gore and stuff like that.
Yeah, which makes sense for the way that he wrote.
That's where they
Preacher.
actually did the Bourne origin story for the Punisher. Bourne, yeah.
So The Boys is essentially about a team of non-superheroes that police superheroes. They're a government agency that when superheroes get a little overzealous, they're utilizing their powers.
They're
in
more of a
reckless-
self-sustained team
Yeah.
more than a government agency.
Yeah, true. But and they're not even government. They're like a private organization more so.
That are
And-
themselves,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, and essentially anytime superheroes are being reckless and misusing their, like, for instance, in the very first issue, Wee Huey, who is more or less the main character of it, who was very obviously
I remember that.
taken from
The
Simon
speedster,
Pegg.
right?
Yeah, where he goes through the park when he's sitting there with his wife, or his girlfriend that he wants to propose to or whatever, and...
Hang on, let me set it up.
Yeah, set it up. Yeah.
So Wee Huey, who was actually
Simon
initially,
Pegg
Simon Pegg, exactly. He was in the park with his girlfriend and
Longtime girlfriend.
Isn't he about to
I think
propose
he's
to her?
about to propose.
And then the speedster of the town whizzes by in the middle of a fight, I think, or something like that.
It's defending the city from like a bad guy of some sort.
Defending the city from a bad guy, and whizzes by, and as he does, their fight takes out Wee Huey's girlfriend, so he's literally holding just an arm.
Yeah.
And like the rest of her is gone. And like that's how it starts, and he gets recruited into the Boys, which is led by, I don't remember the main guy's name. The Butcher, yeah.
Butcher?
And then he's got this little bulldog.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you meet their ragtag group of people that were all affected by superheroes and have formed this team to police them. Oh my God, she's awesome.
Great, dude. Yeah.
Dude, she is so fucking brutal too.
Yeah, The Boys, it was a set run. It was very much like Preacher, where it was not going to be a forever ongoing. He had a beginning, a middle, and an end all plotted out. It was only like maybe 70-something issues in total, but it is... These superheroes are so sexually, profanely, violently debaucherous and reckless. It's a nuts book. If you even look at the back of the first trade, there's a superhero's head getting like smushed in by one of the boys, and the eyeballs are popping out, and it's just so gory and crazy. I love The Boys, and the cool thing is, obviously, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg have a big hard-on for Garth Ennis, similar to myself. And they are developing...
I think The Boys is going to be easier, and I think they're going to take a lesson from Preacher. Not to cut you off. I know people hate it when I do that.
No,
but
it's fine.
Building on what you're saying, I think that they're going to learn from their mistakes of the first season of Preacher being a prequel, an unrealized prequel. They're just going to go straight and follow the comic this time, first season for first issue and beyond.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to do it, and I think they're going to actually do it that way now.
The thing that excites me even more is that it was ordered by Amazon, which means they can just... It was originally attached with Cinemax. It was originally...
Jesus Christ, that's brutal.
It was originally... it was originally going to be a movie that Adam McKay was developing, and there was worry it was going to be PG-13 and more on the comedic side, and with Cinemax, or in turn now Amazon, as an ongoing TV series, season by season, they can just go balls to the wall, insane, as they should, which really excites the hell out of me, because this is such a dark, nasty, yet funny, and it's good commentary on the superhero genre just as a whole today, and all of the just fame and prestige and stuff that it's found. So I'm so excited about this. But even cooler is the fact that along with the writing and directing team, which is going to be Goldberg and Rogan, who have developed Preacher, they are, yeah, there it is. Oh man, yeah, we're seeing it. You guys.
I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up for them. Yeah.
As you should, yeah. Just to show how brutal this comic is. But what's even funner?
Funner. Nice.
That's terrible. What's even more fucking exciting, man?
What's even funner, baby?
Yeah. What's even more fun? It's funner. What's even more exciting for me is the fact that former Supernatural creator Eric Kripke is the showrunner for this. So he is basically,
guys. That's what that panel of the boys is. Right after.
Yeah, there it is.
Right after the guy. Yeah.
Right after the flash type guy just slashes right through. That's
sorry to surprise you with that.
And also make it a little bigger. Doesn't he look? I mean, they even admitted that they use Simon Pegg as their basis for like the visual look of this character.
And actually, Sam just asked a good question that I'm going to pull up related to a story later on.
Yes,
but I'll do it up. So Fuego, move on to story 4. Did you?
Yeah, I have not yet. Just keep in mind that this is going to be premiering on Amazon in early 2019. Eric Kripke, the showrunner and creator of Supernatural, is the showrunner on this, and Goldberg and Rogan are going to be directing every single episode. 8-episode run, at least initially, so very, very exciting. Story 4 is another one where I can shed a little bit more light compared to Cecil, because I don't even think you've seen the original Suspiria film, but it is, as far as Italian horror goes, renowned for
I have not seen it.
It's renowned for a reason, but it's about witches. It's kind of a witch coven at a ballet school kind of thing. But there were rampant reports, including ones that we've talked about on this news show before, where people were
random images popping up in front of my face.
Bam, 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 bam.
Sorry, guys.
They were saying it's a reboot, it's this and then this and that. But
Late Show, Dino says Suspiria is a work of art. Damn it, I'm wearing pants. Dino says it's a work of art.
It's not for everybody, but I think it is that surreal, almost borderline gothic, very atmospheric, great soundtrack from, I think Goblin did the soundtrack to that too.
Style over substance. Oh no, is it like a gory neon demon, which was all style, no substance?
No, Italian horror, as me and Lou talk about all the time, is definitely not for everybody. But I mean, it's
Sam
it's
Power.
a slow burn.
Sam, where did you say you were from? Sorry, he's 22, but I think he's from somewhere. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I'll take a quick sip of the beer.
Yeah, go ahead. Suspiria, I've never seen it, so I don't really have any skin in this game.
Well, Jessica Harper from the original film is coming back. And so a lot of people were like, oh, is it, and just like with Flatliners, where they were saying, oh, it's a reboot, it's a remake, it's this, it's that. No, it's more like a requel of sorts, and the director confirmed,
I can understand that.
Yeah, and the director confirmed this past week that it is not a reboot. It is not a remake. It is, in fact, kind of a pseudo-continuation of sorts. And the cast for this movie, man, I mean, if I recall correctly, you have Chloe Grace Moretz, you've got Tilda Swinton, you've got Dakota Johnson, you have Tom York from Radiohead scoring the film. So
yes, he sings in Ireland, I knew it.
Yeah, so this is a film.
He's awesome.
Yeah, this is, dude, Callahan being the real last name. Pull the curtain back, yeah. Irish all day,
yeah,
baby.
I think he said to look him up if we ever get out there, which I really, really, really want to go
out
there.
I'd love to go to Dublin, man. Hell to the yeah.
Wouldn't it be awesome if we did a worldwide horror show tour?
That would be amazing.
Oh my god, that'd be so cool. We
dude,
could go to Australia.
Some of my favorite singer-songwriters are Irish,
England.
dude. I mean, Damien Rice.
Could visit Phil McDermott in England.
Dude from Swell Season, Glenn Hansard. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry guys, I got excited about a possible tour.
Sorry, dude, just got a little excited.
Sorry. Okay, so story number 5. I'm going to jump into this.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Suspiria, I'm stoked for it. Bring it on. Anyway.
So story number 5 is all about the reboot of Tremors, which is, I thought, supposed to be a requel as well. However, well, is it though? Because that's the thing.
It's following the same character. It's not. I mean,
well, it's following Kevin Bacon as Val McKee.
Yeah.
Valentine McKee, but. If Michael Gross isn't in that, he was in the original Tremors, but he's also
in every subsequent
entry including the TV show that was short-lived, and including Tremors 6, which is due to come out at the early of next year.
Yeah, which is what's weird.
So it's such a weird. That's such a weird move that he is supposedly not going to be a part of the Kevin Bacon relaunch.
So will Willard be in it?
No. Well, I hope so.
Yeah, you never know.
But that's the thing. He was in
1 and 2.
He was in 2, which Michael Gross was also in. So if they're trying to disavow, Where are they disavowing from?
I don't necessarily think they're disavowing. They're just basically saying they lost
It's
touch.
going to be a spin-off.
They lost touch.
Oh, so
it's
still the same universe as Tremors 5 and 6.
Yeah.
It's just that Michael Gross is off doing his stuff with Jamie Kennedy.
And
his son, spoilers.
And, and what happened to, Valentine, and, where is he right
now? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I can reconcile that.
At least a cameo, damn it.
Yeah, no, because eventually he can show up. He eventually can show up, and technically Jamie Kennedy could show up too. I think that might be fun.
Yeah.
That might be fun. If the series is successful and 6 is successful, I think there would be an undeniable reason to have them cross over.
Well, they're successful enough.
No, there's an undeniable reason for them to cross over.
Perhaps you're right, sir. Perhaps.
But seriously,
I'm
would you
about this,
really?
But I would like at least a cameo.
But he is. He's off on his own adventure. He's in Africa, and apparently he's going to be in some sort of Arctic scenario because we're supposed to get ice graboids this time, right?
I want to see fucking Reba McEntire back, man.
That would be awesome. That would be fucking awesome.
A great cameo, and
then
just for a cameo, man.
That would be great.
Like a post credit.
But that's the thing.
Something.
She'd have to cameo in Tremors 6 because that's where Michael Gross is.
Yeah. Well, who knows?
She couldn't be in the Tremors series.
We haven't seen Tremors. Well, that was a cameo that I was like in the Michael Gross films proper.
No, late horror. Dino, you're not the only one that was disappointed in season 2.
Hey, shut up! I haven't finished it yet. So
I know you need to get on that because we need to talk about it because Brittany and I finished it.
Everybody claims episode 7 that you either love it or you hate it, and I have not got to that episode yet.
I did not. If that's the one where we find out about
no spoilers. I've
anyway, please no spoilers for Stranger Things 2. Okay, sorry.
Yes.
All right, so let's move on. Let's move on then.
Rereading the
I got to do the next one.
I was rereading the goddamn Tommyknockers, and that's almost 600 pages, and that was I really enjoyed it. If you guys haven't got the chance to check out my 30th anniversary of the Tommyknockers, please do, because I really, really liked it a whole lot more, and just found it so much more tragic. Guard and Bobby are two fantastic characters. Everybody else is just okay.
Guys, we're moving on to story number 6.
Yes, we are.
And is that the Meg movie, which, here's the thing, it was changed to The Meg because too many people were apparently confusing it with a Meg Ryan vehicle.
I was just thinking that we should do this for every story now, at least have one photo that we throw up.
We can do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did I not mention that we can do that?
Anyway, damn, look at that Tyrannosaur just getting chewed
up. That's the thing, that's the opening scene from the book. Yeah, it's the opening scene from the book.
He lent me his copy of the book, and I have the audiobook so I can listen in the car and read and just knock that shit out. So
yes, you guys, someone did ask, was this based on the book Meg? And yes,
it's called
the Meg movie is based on the book Meg, and I think, here's the thing, the reason I think they can get away with it being PG-13 and still be scary as hell...
successful shark movies have been PG-13.
No, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
But
look at how big that thing is.
Yeah, he'll just swallow
exactly, that's what he's going to be doing, and that's the scariest part. He'll close his jaws, and that'll be the last you'll ever see someone. And that's the thing. Jaws was PG.
Yeah, but
Jaws was PG.
But there wasn't even the PG-13 rating.
But they would have definitely made PG-13 with it.
R-rating.
They would have made PG-13 though.
For the scene with the kid,
nowadays they would make PG-13.
I heard they had to trim the scene where the kid gets eaten because it was too.
Have you seen some of the PG-13? No, at most there's people bitten in half.
I'm with Amanda. Both of us are with you, Amanda. I'm so scared shitless of sharks.
Oh my God, I can't tell you. That's why I read every book. That's why I had the author. Guys, Steve Alton, right here, I've actually had him on the show doing an interview about this book and about some other stuff that he was working on at the time.
Yeah, which he couldn't divulge, right?
No, we were talking about the new movie. He was writing some... No, he was writing Dog Training the American Male.
That's right, yeah.
But nonetheless, guys, that's on the channel. Look up Interview with Steve Alton for the horror show, and you'll see me talk to him about Meg and gush about him and stuff like that. So I am super excited about this movie. I hate that they got Jason fucking Statham. That is the worst thing. Like, oh my God, that's so horrible. It should not have been Jason Statham. No way, no fucking how.
Is he going to talk like an American or is he a British guy?
It doesn't matter. It's a horrible choice. But the fact that they are taking their time and they saw how well The Shallows did, and then they saw how well 47 Meters Down did. Now they're able and willing. Because Meg, guys,
they're
if you
willing,
don't know,
alright.
Meg was originally supposed to be done in the 90s. And like the book came
that's
out
when the
in
book
the late
came out, right?
in 96, I think.
Okay.
They were going to do the movie, but what killed it was Mighty Joe Young. Do you
Why?
remember Mighty Joe Young? Because
Wasn't
it was a
that Joe
big
Johnston?
creature. No, it was a big creature. It was the big
An
ape.
I remember.
Yeah.
I never saw
But
it.
it did poorly,
it's a
and
Disney
so people
movie.
got scared of doing giant creature movies.
Well, about the
and
same
so
time.
they shelved Meg. It was
Remember
on the
about the
docket
same-
20 years ago.
Remember about the same time Godzilla bombed too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Godzilla, same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just
Boy,
got scared.
That 90s Godzilla.
It was a bad
Oh,
scene,
boy.
but now finally 20 years later, and now I'm 20 years older, and now we're finally going to see Meg. Now they're 5 books deep on the Meg world, and he's written 2 books
That sounds
about the
painful.
Loch Ness monster,
Yeah.
which actually
Nessie
cross
or
over with
Nessie
the
or
Meg
Nessie?
universe.
It's called The Loch, right?
The Loch.
No. Okay.
And then the next one is called Vostok. The
Ah.
sequel is called Vostok. But yeah, Vostok crosses over with the main character from Meg. Like, it's really awesome that it's a shared universe. So technically in this, the universe in which giant prehistoric sharks still exist, also the Loch Ness monster exists, which turns out to be a gigantic eel, spoilers, but also, or multiple ones, but
Multiple eels. What?
ultimately, there's also dinosaurs still alive in the Meg universe. In the 4th book called Hell's Aquarium,
I'm laughing at what Kevin said.
oh my god, there's so much cool shit they can do, you guys, where dinosaurs still exist in a underneath the like there's the sea that we know and the bottom of the sea, but below that there's actually a sub aquatic zone where other
still
prehistoric
warmed
life
by-
is still
Yeah.
active and like dinosaurs like
Which for me-
plesiosaurs still
Which for-
exist
yeah,
in,
which
and
is a
like,
strong
oh, it's
aquatic
so
dinosaur,
awesome.
Which to me almost seems feasible enough. You
Mighty
know, I
Joe
mean,
Young
there's
made
a-
Channel Sundown cry. That's funny.
there's an essence of where you know. You have
No,
to
it
check
won't
your
be
brain into the door and-
sci-fi CG. It won't be sci-fi CG, and I'll
they've
tell
got-
you why.
They've actually spent some money on this movie, from what I was reading. You've got John Turteltaub.
Turteltaub, yeah,
his name
but
is.
no, but
He's the
listen,
guy who
one
did
of the
this-
things, I'm before we get to Turteltaub,
Yeah.
sticking with Eli Roth for
Yes,
a second.
okay.
Okay,
Well,
stick with your thought, don't let it go.
Eli Roth was who I was going
Eli
to
Roth-
mention. How I was immediately disappointed, where they made it obvious the kind of movie they wanted to make when Eli Roth, over creative differences, departed this project. You know, he wanted to make something R-rated and grisly
But
and
here's
crazy.
what I was going to say, though.
But then he goes and he's making this PG, House of Clocks or whatever, where
Here's
he's
what I was
making
gonna
like a
say,
family
though.
horror movie. So
Well, he needs to,
go
because
figure.
his horror movies have been shit recently. Look, but what originally got Eli Roth on board the Meg project was that Ron Howard whale movie that came out with Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, well, in the
The
Heart of the Sea?
Moby Dick one, yeah.
In the Heart of the Sea. I
In
think.
the Heart of the
Which
Sea.
I never saw, which I
Eli
wanted
Roth
to.
saw that, and he's like, oh shit, we could make a giant shark movie, and it would be scary as fuck. This
That
whale
movie
movie
really
is scary as fuck.
That movie underperformed like significantly, though.
Yeah, but the whale looked
And
amazing.
it was Ron Howard.
The whale looked
saw it?
amazing. Yeah, I watched it with my mom.
Yeah, when I read the crappy reviews,
Dude,
I
it was
ended up-
amazing. The whale was
haven't
amazing.
seen
I mean, the
it.
movie
Yeah.
was okay, but the whale was amazing.
Didn't have both Thor and
But that's
Spider-Man in
why
it?
Eli Roth said, he's like, oh, the technology's here, then we can make this giant shark movie. So I have complete confidence. Guys, it's not going to be a sci-fi Sharknado movie. They're going to put money behind it, just like The Shallows.
Yeah.
What, you're telling me The Shallows shark didn't look
No,
good?
the Shallow Shark looked on point. I
All
will give
right,
that
so
that.
it's
I
going
will
to be
give
a
it
giant
that.
Shallows shark then. What are you going to do then? Except it's albino.
Mm.
It's an albino shark that glows. That's the thing.
Oh,
when
yeah,
you're
because
in the
they-
water,
when
the
you're-
first thing you see is it says before you die, you see the glow. Because beneath you, the shark glows because it lives in the darkness. So it is a incandescent, I think that's the word, but it generates its own light in the darkness. That's
which
what
is-
this shark is.
that's
So
what
it's an
pretty much
albino
all
shark.
of those creatures
But that's
down
why
that
its
far
weakness
below.
is the sunlight. It only hunts at night, and when they lure it up during the sunlight, they can blind it and shit. It's really fucking cool, man. There's a lot of really cool shit in this book that's going to be in this movie, I hope.
Well, Cecil and I are going to be doing a retro review of the original book because I'm planning to read it in January of next year because I just have a few Stephen King things to get back through, doing a Misery 30th anniversary, and going to talk. Yeah, I saw the
I
comic.
feel bad. I feel bad. I'm
Yes,
sorry if
I
I'm talking
agree
over
with,
you, man. I
Kev
just get excited
Catchman.
talking about
Damn,
Meg.
Rest in peace. He was one of my favorite actors of all time, dude. Got to mention Paxton.
Yeah, Bill Paxton. I'm looking at Channel Sundown's thing now. I don't mean to talk over you, man. I feel bad. But it's Meg. I love Meg dearly, and I've had many shots and drinks over the course of the night as we've been filming, so...
Good times. Well,
all right, next up, Fuego, why don't you take the next one? Holy shit.
This is one that
we're at 34 minutes, and we're at only story 7. That's a new record for us.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
That's all right. We're having fun. I'm having fun.
So this is actually Thomas...
It better be, Cecil. It better.
You will be. You will be.
I love Kevin. All right.
But star Thomas Jane of the new Fred Dekker and Shane Black collaborative Predator film, which I am so insanely excited about, which is coming out August 3rd, I want to say? 2018? Yes. August 3rd. So this is what I'm extremely excited about because I love The Night of the Creeps. I love Monster Squad. All the stuff Fred Dekker did on Tales from the Crypt is great. Shane Black, when he does forays away from horror, whether it's even Iron Man 3, I didn't think was that bad.
Iron Man 3 wasn't as bad as 2.
Yeah, I love Kiss Bang Bang is amazing. Is fantastic.
Amazing.
I still have yet to see the one that he did with Russell Crowe and dude who I don't like very much.
Oh, Ryan Gosling. Yeah, no, I hear that's really good.
The Nice Guys.
The Good Guys.
Nice guys.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I've been waiting to watch that. That's supposed to be really good.
That's one that I've heard is awesome.
That's supposed to be really good.
He's just a great writer. I think he also wrote The Long Kiss Goodnight, if I'm not mistaken. But,
I love that movie.
He can do horror. He can do great action. He was in the original Predator movie, and so Thomas Jane revealed a few of the details about what this film is finally going to be about. Turns out it is not going to be full-on like Suburbia, like was rumored for a while. Apparently, it's about a bunch of soldiers who have PTSD after being in Afghanistan and Iraq and stuff like that.
Oh.
And so they're in the VA center, and they're, there for meds, and they're in a group therapy session, and lo and behold, encounter a guy who saw a UFO, an alien, when he was over in the Middle East, and turns out that was a predator, and they're kind of after him because he saw them, and these guys team up with him, and
that's neat.
It's something different, at least, and I think that's kind of cool. So it's not an immense amount of information, especially since we have so much time to wait for this film, but the fact that I kind of have just a little grasp of what it's going to be about, I think it's at least them doing something different instead of rehashing the same stuff over and over and over and over.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about that. Honestly, I'm excited to see any new Predator movie, even though Predators was horrible.
I loved Predators.
I just love seeing a return of franchises that I grew up loving. I really do. Even though fucking Alien Covenant you hated, I enjoyed it for what it was.
I really didn't like Alien Covenant.
I cannot. Can I just pause and say, wait.
It is.
Wait.
That and The Dark Tower.
Which, by the way, I was just about to say, it's on your worst list, and yet you just purchased the fucking Blu-ray.
Dude, I purchased.
Why?
I purchased both of the Alien versus Predator films also.
But you didn't buy Covenant?
I've been looking at it. I almost bought it the other night. I'm a complete.
I'll buy it. I will. Yeah. When I make that paycheck, that's gonna get me. I'm gonna get Wonder Woman. I'm gonna get everything that's Doctor Strange. I'm gonna get Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't have Homecoming. I don't have Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange, by the way, fucking pops up in Thor Ragnarok. Awesome.
I don't know if I already heard about that cameo.
Awesome.
And isn't Odin there too? Hopkins?
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah, I haven't seen Ragnarok yet.
I will go watch it with you, because it was a lot of fun, and I still fell asleep.
It's Taika Waititi, of course it's supposed to be
fun.
And
he plays a character.
I know, the rock guy. Right?
Yeah, he's so funny. Yeah. Anyway. All right, so let's move on.
Yeah, so I'm excited about the Predator.
Me too.
I hope
why are we? Shit.
We're still seeing Meg. Yes.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
So
Meg.
Telltale's The Walking Dead, you guys.
I have this on here because of a few interviews we recently did.
Yes, in fact, I will pull them up. Tell them what this is.
Yeah, so essentially they have done a bunch of different Telltale, like choose your own adventure Walking Dead games. I know they've done various other properties, but one in particular that has been supremely successful for them is this one. They're on like the 4th installment or maybe the 5th installment, but in any event, Marsha Parker got to talk to 2 of the main voice actors for this show when we did the Game On Expo just a few months ago. She interviewed Clementine.
Yep.
Melissa Hutchinson.
Which I'm putting up right now.
And since I haven't played this particular series, I am not familiar with it, but I've got so into the Walking Dead comics lately. I actually just finished reading the first 9 volumes, so I'm like up to where they are in the TV series. They're about to hit all-out war, and Dwight just arrived, and is trying to be along with Rick and Ezekiel and Jesus. They're all like plotting how they can throw down Negan. So that's where I'm at in the comic books. After, God, in like 2 weeks, I read 100-something issues, and it's I have mixed feelings about it, but I want to explore the rest of the Walking Dead universe in these games. I know Michonne is in one of them. I know they expand upon additional characters.
They did a special Michonne version, yeah.
Well, next month they're releasing all the Telltales together in December, right before Christmas, so you can purchase on Xbox One or your PS4. Get caught up, yeah.
Yeah, these are really, really awesome games.
I don't play video games, Sam Power. I don't play any.
Marsha did do a Let's Play of the first episode of Michonne on the channel. You can seek that out. But I loved the first season with Lee, played by Dave Fennoy, right here. We got to interview him. He was really awesome, and I told Marsha the first question she should ask is, so, Mr. Fennoy, what's it like to know that you just made everyone cry? You know, millions of people cry. And he's just like, it's funny, it takes him a second to register, and he's just like, it feels good. It's so great. Because, yeah, Lee, spoilers, does not make it through the end of the first season.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't play it now. Ah.
No, it's really awesome because it's one of those so heartfelt send-offs, because he watches over Clementine.
No.
He watches over Clementine, which is what Fuego calls his dick. No, he watches over Clementine right here.
It's Clarence, okay? Come on.
He watches over Clementine, played by Melissa Hutchinson. And sorry, this is fun. I'm glad I can do this. And anyway, he does not make it, and it's super, super, super sad.
Yeah.
Do a Let's Play, Cecil. We've been doing so many things. Fuego and I tried to do a Let's Play of a fan-made It game. I don't even know if I'm going to release it because it was so anticlimactic. There is another It VR experience that we're going to have to do next week.
Yeah.
But we actually did catch up on trailer reaction. Well, no, we did about 9 trailer reactions. We have about 34 more to go.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we're getting there. Trailer reactions will be making a return on the channel, but yes, that is it for The Walking Dead. You guys will be able to see a lot more of it coming up in December. All of it, in fact. Fuego, what's left?
All of it. So the last story is a shout-out to Mr. George A. Romero. And,
why don't you say his name right, ever?
Romero.
Thank you.
Romero, sir. So there's 2 different projects related to him that we got significant updates about this past week. And so, keep clearing the votes. First and foremost, we have an official release date for this second reimagining of Day of the Dead. Now, some people are big fans of the original Day of the Dead. I'm actually not so much. I don't know. The remake was obviously far worse, but yeah, there's me. One of the awesomest experiences of the journalistic career. Talking to that man. Yes, awesome dude. But they're remaking for the second time Day of the Dead, and this one is actually going to focus more so about the zombie, gaining a little bit more of its human abilities and feeling and whatnot. You actually interviewed that
more
guy.
Like Bub, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Bub from Day of the Dead. Oh, so the remake is going to involve that.
It's going to involve that.
Okay.
And it's called Day of the Dead Bloodline.
Howard Sherman, I think, is the name of the guy. I did interview him. It's on the channel. That was the guy that played Bub in the original Day of the Dead.
Yeah, and this new reimagining of Day of the Dead is coming out in limited theatrical, VOD, and digital on the 5th of January. So you guys will all be able to check this out. Hopefully it's not as terrible as the one with, it was like Mimi Suvari, and it was the same brother who was in the the Dawn of the Dead remake.
The same brother?
Well, because he's a black dude. I can't remember his name, damn it. But he was in the remake of Dawn of the Dead by Zack Snyder, which is one of my favorite remakes ever. It's up there with The Blob and The Thing, and so at least for me, disagree all you guys want. But so yeah, there is that remake which has been officially slated, and there was our first photo that started floating around. But beyond that, we had a big announcement from Cameron Romero. Is that correct?
Cameron Romero.
Cameron Romero. So Cameron Romero, the son.
Yeah, you're honey and fuego, and you're pronouncing it Romero. It's Romero. It's Spanish.
No, I'm pretty sure he's Italian.
All right, well, it's still Romero.
Anyway.
Romero.
Romero. Okay, anyway,
Right,
Cameron Romero.
So I look
his
really
son,
stupid. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Cameron Romero, his son, is making
Cameron Romero.
making a project which he started it was either a crowdfund or a Kickstarter for many months ago. They reached their goal. They have a large chunk of a budget towards a film which is going to be a prequel called Rise of the Living Dead, and he says it's a love letter to his father.
Night, Dino. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Peace out, Dino. Thanks, man. But yeah, it's called Rise of the Living Dead, and it's essentially a prequel. And even though I already saw a prequel in the comic form that John Russo did, which I thought was actually pretty good, this is going to be a different take on it. It's going to be a little bit more politically charged. I know all of the stuff that Romero did was very, it was allegorical.
Yeah.
And he even mentions that when I interviewed him. He was like, I had subtext.
Much like Joss Whedon.
Yeah, and things that I was trying to say beyond what you see on the surface level, and it's more stories about people. And so when the original Night of the Living Dead came out, we had everything from the, the race wars were going on hard all over, all kinds of, yeah, like insanely and stuff. And so that was why it was such a controversial film at the time to have, an African-American dude as the lead, and it was awesome the fact that he made it outside of the studio system and he was able to really pursue that, and it's a really effed up ending, and it's a great film, and I'm curious if this is going to be black and white, or if it's going to be, how much of a nod, or how much the quality will be, because I'm not sure.
Wait, so Rise of the Living Dead is the remake of Day of the Living Dead?
No. That was the first bit of information.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, so there was the remake of
so
Day
Rise
of the Dead,
of the Living Dead
and Rise of the Living Dead is the prequel.
Right.
And so I just wanted to at least toss out the mention that we got a release date for that. But this Rise of the Living Dead prequel that his son is directing, it has its funding, and he made the official announcement that it's his love letter to his father, and it's going to be a true prequel showing the state of the world before, and also the origin of the initial zombie that kind of starts everything. So it could
that could be very blasphemous.
I know, and yet this is also completely different than the last project Romero was working on, which was like with the cars and all that crap that we were talking about. So that's something completely different, but this is something that is officially definitely happening, and that other one is still trying to find funding. So mixed feelings about the son doing the origin story. It was originally called Origins. And
mixed feelings, definitely mixed feelings.
Yeah.
I think Origins would have been so presumptuous to think that he could step in and be like, okay, I'm going to show you what leads into my dad's stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's, it's already pretty hard to swallow.
But yet in the description he confirms that it is the origin and the prequel, and, it's about when the dead finally started to rise, as opposed to the night when they were all risen, and blah, blah, blah. So, mixed feelings, once again. I'll definitely watch it, because I've seen all of the Dead movies, even Diary and...
Diary's horrible.
I actually didn't think it was that
Diary's
bad.
fucking horrible.
I thought Survival.
Diary's horrible.
I thought Survival
horrible.
was the
Diary's
really
horrible.
bad one.
Land is horrible. The last three are fucking awful. Fuck you.
Land is not very good.
The last three are terrible. The first three are okay.
He kind of lost his way a little bit near the end.
Just so you guys know, Rogue Reaper, I want to address this. I bought Event Horizon for $5, have never seen it, but I'm in the mood for a sci-fi thriller. Without spoiling it, is it any good?
It's awesome.
It's fucking great.
Best Paul W. It's the only good thing Paul W.S. Anderson ever did, aside from Mortal Kombat.
It's my favorite space horror movie of all time. I love it.
Yeah, think Dead
love
Space.
And I love Sam Neill.
Lawrence Fishburne's in it. I mean,
Leslie McCann says, haven't seen Event Horizon in years, but I enjoy it. Zachary Hayes says it's like Hellraiser in space, Rogue. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Well, considering how loved Hellraiser is by some, I'm assuming that's good. I've heard it's one of Paul Anderson's better movies. Just what you said.
Yeah.
It's his best movie.
It's his best
It is.
movie.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love Event Horizon. And early Lawrence Fishburne, when he's still really thin. So, it's really cool. I love that movie. Love Event Horizon. Fucking love it. Just like I love In the Mouth of Madness. But I don't know if I'm going to love Rise of the Living Dead. The jury's out on that one.
Yeah, who the hell knows? I mean, a son who, what's he directed? That's the one thing that I hadn't really looked at. Or if this is just him trying to follow in his father's footsteps or something new, so...
Hey guys, I know you're all busy people, but if y'all ever get downtime, check us out. It's just starting to get used to my editing, but I appreciate you guys. Thanks again.
Yes,
Channel Sundown, we will do our best, absolutely. It's tough because I work basically 12 to 16-hour days, 5 days a week, and then 1 day a week. We were doing this 2 days a week, but I convinced Fuego to go down to 1 day a week, which is why we're going so late today with 2 different streams.
Yeah.
And which is why the news is now officially going to be on Sunday. We're going to do the
Yes.
Shriek-In News.
Shriek-In
The
News.
Shriek-In News with booze. Why don't we just change it to that? The Shriek-In News with booze.
With booze.
All right, so it'll officially be the Shriek-In News with booze going forward.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much for joining us. I'm going to call it there. We've done a lot tonight, so
it's been almost an hour now.
yeah, and we love you. I love you. I love you very much. I love Fuego. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, I've been Jaime En Fuego.
Make sure you click the link in the description box for our TeePublic site, you guys. I'm looking at the GoPro, but I should be looking at that.
I was actually wondering the whole time which one you're doing, because
they're right next to each other. Hopefully it won't matter. But guys, the TeePublic site is how you're going to support the show. We just got Rob Cordry's Rubber Soles design up there on the site, and it looks amazing. We're going to be doing an unboxing soon. Hopefully you'll be able to see what some of these new designs look like. But thank you guys very much for joining us, and remember, stay scared!